Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be doing the 2021 bullet journal setup. This year I decided to use a yellow color for my bullet journal. I don't know, it's a new year and I think we all need a little bit of bright in this new year. So this color also, I don't know, bring me some happiness. I don't know, remind me of summer. So I'm using this color this year. I'm gonna link down below all the products I'm using in case anyone is interested of buying any of these. So let's start with the bullet journal of this year. I already did kinda with pencil all the things that I wanna do this time. So the first one that I'm gonna be doing is the 3 words for the year. This year I decided to use the words create, grow, and learn because I want to do more of these kind of videos for this YouTube channel. Actually, that's gonna be my main goal, to post many of these niche videos. Also, I want to open a Etsy shop that I have been trying to open since last year, so I want to grow on that and also learn as much as I can for anyone in this community. So those are the words that I chose for this year. I'm gonna plan to do this month also some stationery haul in case any of you are interested in any of the stickers or any of the pen that I have in here. I will be talking to you guys all about it in the video in the next couple of days, so just stay tuned for that. The next page is gonna be the index page, where I'm gonna be writing down like the pages and what I found or where can I find those pages. So this is gonna be like a really simple one. I'm just gonna be using some washi tapes to cover up the letters that the bullet journal already has, and then I'm just gonna write down page number in the end, and that's all. This is gonna be like the most basic spread that I'm gonna have this year, but it's gonna be filled out by the end of the year, so that's why I wanted to do it like really minimalistic. My next spread is gonna be the 2021 spread. Actually, like, this is gonna be a new bullet journal. I wanna be doing this exact same journal for the whole year, so let's see how it works out. This is gonna be super simple as well, just using some of this kind of paper and just write it down the 2021 numbers. And yeah, this is gonna be also like a basic kind of spread. The next spread, I have been seeing so many people doing it, and actually I think it's really useful. So I tried this year to do it as well, and it's the space grid spread. In this one, I'm gonna write down all the numbers of little boxes that this journal has, and also I'm gonna dividing these boxes in different sizes. For example, like so many times I use in my journal like spaces, like I want to divide the page in 4 different spaces with the same size, and I always have to count all the single dots. So I think this is going to be really useful for me. I'm gonna be like relying in this page for a long time until I get used to my journal, so I'm really excited to use this in the future. So I will let you guys see a little bit of how this spread is made, but actually I'm gonna do it in a quick pace because this took a long time, so here it is. As you guys can see, and all of you watch my other videos, I like to use this scrapbook kind of like looking in my spreads. So this year for like this video, I've been using a lot this kind of paper because I think like it's really simple, and it also gives like a really good looking into the pages. So that's gonna be it for the next spread that I'm gonna be doing right now. I saw so many people doing actually the whole year, like every single month, and they wrote all the single numbers, and I was like, no, I cannot do that, it's a lot. So I decided to implement the one-page calendar where I just write the dates. I just write the every single month, and then I just write down the names of the week, like if it's like, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and all of that. So it's like really simple to use. You just have to look into the date that you want to search. Then in the right side, in the top, you just look at the month that you want to search for that date, and then you just cross it, and you're gonna find which date of the month it is, if it's gonna be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. This next spread is one that I saw. Again, I didn't want to write all the numbers, but thanks to my friend on Instagram, her name, I'm gonna leave it right here because it's kind of difficult for me to pronunciate. She sent me these printables that are amazing, so I decided to put it in my future log, and I didn't have to write all the numbers. So thank you so much for sending me these printables. I decided to implement this future log just in 1 or 2 pages, all the months, because I don't think like I really need that much of a space. I mean, like in this future log, if you guys don't know, you're gonna write down future events or like birthdays or all of these important days that you want to keep track of. But I really don't usually write many birthdays, and usually don't have like extremely important days to keep track of, so I think like 2 pages is enough for me. The next page is one of my favorite. I actually implemented this last month. If you guys already saw my like setup of December, I tried to implement the level 10 life. That in this one I actually write down like 10 different things or aspects in my life, and I also like try to level them up in the whole year. So for example, family and friends, I haven't decided the level of them. So for example, in my case, my goal is to keep more in contact with my family or friends. So in those little boxes that I wrote down, I will put which level I have right now, if I'm actually doing it like often or not. So if no, I will write like 1 box or no. I'm gonna put it in color, and then in the little yellow things, I'm gonna put what I can do to actually make it better or no. So I really like this spread. I'm really excited to fill it up, and I'm gonna show you guys on my Instagram if you guys want to see how this turns out to be in the end. The next page is gonna be like super simple. In this one, I want to keep track of my achievements. I don't know how to pronounce that. Last year, I did some things, like for example, I published my first paper research or stuff like that, but in the end of the year, somehow I felt like I didn't do anything important, and I think like many people can relate of this. So this year, I wanted to add a spread for that. The next spread is gonna be actually like, if you're not a woman, it's gonna be maybe not like really like important for you to keep it track, but I want to keep track of my period, and with that I'm also gonna keep track of the last things that I made. And you guys may see that I make a little mistake in there writing last. I wrote lal or last, something like that, but I fix it. Okay, for this video I just found out later that I like wrote that mistake in the last T. I wrote a L, but I guess everyone always made mistakes, so it's fine. In this space where you guys can see my huge mistake of L instead of a T, I'm gonna write down like when did I last do things. So for example, I don't know, like change the loofah of the shower, or change my toothbrush, change the passwords of my accounts, or these kind of things. So this is gonna be the space for that, and I wanted to put it together with the period somehow. I really like how this spread turned out. But the next one, I got the inspiration from one person actually in here on YouTube. I'm gonna give you guys the link down below so you guys can go and watch the video. But she made this beautiful spread to keep track of the milestones. This year you guys saw that the work is gonna be grow, so I actually want to grow also on my social media a little bit at least. And I'm gonna keep track of the milestones in YouTube, on my Instagram, also on my Etsy shop that I'm trying to actually set up this month, and where I'm gonna be selling printables for language learning people, and also for all of this kind of journaling. So I really like the design of this spread, and I think I'm also gonna use it a lot, and I'm really excited to fit it out. So let's see how it turns out in the end. My main goal for this year is to have on YouTube at least 10,000 subscribers. I want to create a big community when we all can actually comment of my videos, and many people see and enjoy all the things that I'm going to be posting. And for my Etsy shop, I have a small goal this year, that is to make 60 sales. I know 60 is a small number, but believe me, for me, that will be like a really big accomplishment for this year. So I'm really excited to see if actually I'm gonna be able or not to make these goals happen. The next spread is actually a random spread. I have two. One on the left side that is for bullet journaling ideas. And this spread, I'm actually just gonna write down the month. So I'm gonna put in there which like kind of inspiration I got for each of the months. So for example, like a little spoiler for this month, January, I'm doing a Vikings inspired theme for my bullet journaling. So I'm gonna fill out the 12 of the boxes in the end of the year. In the right side, I'm gonna be writing like simple meal ideas, because my husband and me, we like to see like videos of people cooking, and sometimes I find out like really good recipes, but then I forget. So I'm just gonna write it down in here, and if it's in YouTube, just to check it out later. The next one is one of my favorites. I actually saw this on Pinterest, and I forgot the name of the person that actually made it, but if you know, like, please comment it down below who created this amazing spread, because I loved it. And this is gonna be for my books reading for this year. I have a goal of reading at least 12 books in the end of the year, so I decided to make this spread. And in this spread, you can see that it's an open book, and this open book has 12 pages, each of the pages for each of the months of the year, and then I'm gonna fill it out each of the months. Hopefully I can read one book or more, and I really like how this one turned out. The next spread of this year is going to be actually for my study log. This year, as you guys may see if you follow me on Instagram, I have goals for studying in Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. I'm actually a beginner in Korean and Chinese, and this year, like, I want to apply for the Japanese N1 in the end of the year. I applied for the N2 like many years ago, so I really want to be able to pass the N1. If you guys don't know, the N1 is the highest level of Japanese. So wish me luck with this. So I'm gonna be trying to keep track of how many days I have been studying and how many days I study what, if it's grammar, reading, writing, listening, or anything else. So I'm really excited for this. The next one is gonna be one of the ones that we don't really want to keep track of, and is our money. So I'm doing this simple spread that is for income, expense, and savings, and I'm gonna keep track of every single expense or income that I have on every month of the year. And also on the right side, I decided to make this spread. I haven't seen anyone doing this spread before, but I think it will be fun and interesting. So I'm gonna be doing like a dice game to myself. So I put like an amount of money. If I don't know, throw the two dices and I get that I got 1 and 1, so it means that it's 2. So I'm gonna save that month $20. That's gonna be my goal. So for example, like I'm gonna write it down like under the month that you have it in there. So for example, if it's January and my goal is to save $60, I'm gonna write it down at first, and then in the end of the month I'm gonna write down how much I was actually able to save, if it was over the goal or if it was under the goal. And this way I think it's gonna be funny. I like games, so I think it's gonna be interesting for me to try to make like the money that I put in the beginning of the month. So let's see if actually I'm able to save some money for this year. The next spread is actually going to be something really simple again. I want to write down, like, you know, sometimes people start giving you suggestion on podcasts, on YouTube channels, movies, or things that you have to watch later, and then you forget to write it down. So I'm one of those. I always forget to write it down, and in the end I was like, oh, what was the name of that channel I wanted to check out? So this year I tried to do some spread to keep track of the things or all the suggestions that people give me, or maybe some channels that I really love, or some movies that I really want to watch a second time. So I'm gonna write it down in here. This is gonna be like a simple spread again. It's just 4 boxes with lines and some with circles and the names of the things that I wanna keep track of. This next spread is something that I wanted to implement since last year, but I actually didn't do it because we all know that like not many of us were able to travel a lot because of the pandemic, but let's hope this year is different. I want to write down in here like small things. I know we cannot travel far away, but I'm gonna write down like, I don't know, the lake that I went to fish, or if I went to hike a little mount, or these little spaces that I went with my husband. I'm gonna write it down in here. And then on the right side, I'm gonna like take pictures with my Polaroid in the places or activities or something that make me happy during the year, and I'm gonna choose one per month and I'm gonna put it in here. So I'm gonna have 12 small of these Polaroids in my spread, and I'm not gonna show you guys how I did every single one of them, but just one, and then the other ones will appear magically. Actually, it took me some time, but for you guys it's gonna appear magically. In this way, I will be able to see in the end of the year those pictures and remember those moments that actually made me happy. And I don't know, I think this is gonna be a good way to keep track of the good memories. And now moving on into the last spreads. The first one on the left side is the year in pixels. You guys know I love to keep track of my mood. I implemented this since I started bullet journaling. So I saw this spread in many people that do bullet journal, and I wanted to do it too. It's the year in pixels. It means that I have so many boxes. I have like all the 31 days, and I have every single month of the year. So I'm gonna choose if I'm gonna be happy, this is gonna be the color. If I'm like, I don't know, meh, this is gonna be the color. I'm sad, or any mood that I can find, and I'm gonna put a color on each of the moods. And then on that day, at the end of the day, I'm gonna go and see and say, okay, well, today I was happy all day, so I'm gonna paint it yellow. So that's how this is gonna work. In the end of the year, I hope this is gonna have many beautiful colors. Let's hope they are all yellow, but I know like we are all in different moods sometimes, so let's see how this work out. And now let's move on into the last spread of the yearly spreads. I'm really in love with this spread, how it turned out. I decided to just make one page for the phrase of the year, and this year is the only person you are designated to become is the person you decide to be, by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I really like this because sometimes people think like they are not able to do something, I don't know, because people say something about it, or because you are not good enough, or because I don't know, you are not creative enough, or like sometimes like me, because of all the bad comments that you may get in one video. But I want to change that this year. I wanna think that I'm able to do whatever I want, so I'm gonna work hard on those goals. I hope you guys are able to also work hard on your goals. I hope you guys already made up your minds and are working hard in something that you really want. No matter like who like think that you are not enough, just think of yourself. Whatever you want to do, you will be able to do it. I always think that nothing is impossible in this life. Things may be hard, but not impossible. So I wish you all the luck for this year. And this is my last spread. I hope you get some inspiration from this phrase as me, and I hope you like this spread as much as I loved it. And this was all for the setup of this year. So now let's move on into the flip through of all the setups. To see it a little bit finished, I added a little bit of details in some of them. So let's see if you are able to find those details that I added. I hope you guys like these kind of videos. I'm planning on posting many of these videos through all the year. This is gonna be my goal, to post videos about bullet journaling, about language learning, with my journey with learning Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. And also I'm gonna be posting twice a month. I'm gonna be posting 2 videos about scholarships around the world. I'm gonna be keep doing these interviews to people, so if you are interested of that, please consider subscribing to my channel, leaving me a comment in this video if you like these kind of videos. I also tried to learn how this works, so maybe my explanation for the videos are gonna keep becoming better in the next months, I hope. But yeah, this is my final product, my final designs for all these layers, all these spreads, or whatever you want to call it. So I hope you guys have an amazing year, and see you guys in the next video.